Hello, hello, everybody. So, welcome to our Monday session. We're going to get started quickly. And the goal for those of you who are new is to set ourselves up mentally, emotionally, and energetically for the week. So, week after week, we sort of reset ourselves, reset our focus onto what's important to us, where we are going, and align our mindset, how we feel, and we are radiating out a vibe that reflects what we want to achieve. So, this is in essence what we're doing. And so, first of all, we are starting very simply by just centering ourselves. And once you have your eyes closed after, all you need to do is just close your eyes and follow my voice. So on this note, let's start. So first of all, give yourself a nice stretch so you can make your body nice and comfortable before sitting down for the whole length of the meditation. Then whenever you feel nice and comfortable, just sit with your feet possibly flat on the floor. Close your eyes. And what we are going to do first is just center ourselves with our breathing. And let's first bring our attention and our focus in the area of our chest. And to do that, you can place your hand over your heart, or you can just tune in a little bit more into feeling or hearing your heart beating in your chest. Maybe you can feel those sensations, or maybe in a weird way you can hear your heartbeats. And then once you're experiencing this connection with your heart, you can just imagine or visualize as if your breath is flowing in and out directly through your heart. So just imagining as if your breath flows into your heart when you inhale, and imagining, visualizing the flow of your breath flowing out from your heart as you exhale. And this whole time you just breathe normally through your nose, but you just imagine as if your breath is flowing in and out from your heart, little bit as if your heart had a nose. And once your focus is anchored in your heart, you can just slow down and deepen the flow of your breathing a little bit more than usual. Breathing in and out a little slower, a little deeper than you usually do. And this is called heart-centered breathing. And we'll keep doing that for another minute or two together in silence. Very simply, breathing a little bit slower and deeper than usual, while visualizing your breath flowing in and out from your heart. Okay. So you might already start to feel a sense of calm coming over you with this breathing. And we're going to take advantage of this quiet, calm state to start our contemplations. And we'll start by just reminding ourselves of the direction that we want to have for our future. So reminding ourselves where we are heading. So this might be the vision that you have for your life, if that is clear. If that's not quite clear or tangible enough for you, you can remind yourself of some goals that you are working towards at the moment, but generally speaking, bring to your awareness the general direction that you desire to have for the future. Where are you heading towards? And once you've brought that to your awareness, now we are going to spend a few moments contemplating the week that has just passed and noticing, reviewing everything that worked well and also didn't work as well as we wanted. Just to contemplate this and just have a objective review. So for the next few minutes, contemplating the areas of your life that are important to you. It can be work, but also your family, your relationships, your health, your hobbies, your passions, self-care. Just opening your the field of your review to as many aspects of your life as you want. And just noticing last week, what did work well in the sense of what would you like to keep nurturing and maintaining in your life like this? And then when you notice something that didn't work as well as you wanted, just notice it in the sense that maybe it's something you just want to change or that you want to let go of. So getting a sense of what do you want more of that already works well for you, and what do you want less of that you'd rather change. And again, we're going to do this for a few minutes. So welcome all of this information as valuable feedback about where you are at in your life. Just last week, what worked well, what didn't work as well as you wanted. And as you're noticing what works well, maybe sometimes some outcomes seem to be working really well for us, but sometimes the process that got us there didn't bring us as much joy. So maybe notice when that happens, what is it that you really want to nurture, and what is it that you really want to change? And conversely, you may have had some outcomes, some results that didn't meet your expectations, but maybe the process felt very much aligned, had you in a state of flow. And so again, notice that sometimes things that appear to not work well because of their results actually had a lot of blessings in disguise. So again, notice what is it that you want to maintain and nurture in those situations. Maybe you'd want to let go of some ways of doing things, some processes, and not be so attached to the outcomes. So just be mindful not to judge some aspects that bring you joy just because the ultimate result did not work out. Let's keep reviewing for another minute together, and I'll let you know when we are ready for the next part. Okay, so now that we have had a review of last week, let's just ask ourselves this one question. If last week, or a version of last week, was to repeat itself over and over into the future, do you have a sense that it would bring you closer to the vision that you have for your future, or does it seem to bring you off track? Just have a sense of the type of trajectory that last week was putting you on, and just noticing whether it's already very aligned, fairly aligned, or not aligned with the direction that you want your life to take. And here doesn't need to be very precise, but just getting a sense for it. And if it doesn't seem aligned, let's not judge it. And let's just welcome this as, again, valuable information. Because now we're going to start working on course correcting and realigning the trajectory so that the week that is starting today is realigning us back on track to move forward towards our vision. And so to do that, we're going to start by inviting our imagination to play with us for a few moments. And for the next few minutes, we're going to imagine the best possible version that we can for this week. So the best possible outcomes, the best possible scenarios. And to do that, we can start with imagining ourselves at our very best when we are in a state of being, when we feel in the flow, when we feel expanded, joyful, when we are being productive, when we are making decisions with ease, and we are implementing and taking action also with ease and efficiently. When we are in that type of energy, what are we able to generate, to create? So maybe start your visualization with this. You're at your best, the best version of yourself. And so what does the week look like, possibly, when we are like that? What are you able to achieve? What decisions do you make? What actions do you take? What results are you generating? What connections are you creating, maybe with people? So just contemplate first everything that is in your control, that you're creating, generating just by you being in, operating at your best. What are you creating this week when you're at your best? When you're in the flow? When you're cruising through life with ease? And then, from you being in the flow and generating an equally positive, joyful and efficient flow in your life, you're going to start to notice in your visualization that you're also bringing people along with you. You generating this flow is somehow helping other people around you. And people around you then start to respond in a way that is working for the best of everyone involved, including yourself. So then you're expanding your imagination, you're expanding your contemplation, and now seeing how the world around you is responding in a favorable way as you're moving through the week. So what does the week look like when you've created such a flow that even other people around you are responding positively? So maybe decisions are made, maybe connections are created from people around you. Relationships are improving. Maybe new people are reaching out. Maybe people you haven't heard of from in a while, are reconnecting with you. Maybe people you are possibly working with are responding in positive ways. So just notice and imagine the best possible scenarios, all of these things that are not in your control but in the hands of other people, when all of that also works out for the best of everyone involved. What does that look like? And now let's push our imagination even further and imagine out of this flow that we've created, that now has snowballed and is now also involving people around you. Let's imagine that this flow is getting bigger and bigger and generating new opportunities and possibilities, even synchronicities into your life. What unexpected surprises can you possibly imagine coming your way? Meaning that's not only people respond to you positively, but now it seems like the whole universe is now conspiring to support you. And in that case, what does that look like? What could possibly be happening this week in terms of opportunities, possibilities, new doors opening? So allow your imagination to go wild here. Don't limit yourself. If now the universe is conspiring to respond positively to your vibe, what does that generate into your experience? And just have fun with it. So now we've imagined ourselves at our best, generating a flow of positivity that contaminates the people around us and that snowballs and generates such positive energy around us that the universe throws amazing possibilities on our path. And now we're going to set an intention that there are even possibilities that we are not yet able to imagine, that are outside of our current paradigm, and that when we come across those, let's set that intention that we will recognize them for what they are, even if they look very different from what we're familiar with, and that we will welcome them into our experience. So let's say yes to possibilities that are beyond the realm of what we can imagine right now, and that we are open to them. We are willing to welcome them into our lives. And now for this next part, I'm going to invite you to notice how you are feeling. How are you feeling after imagining this best possible version of the week? Just bring your awareness to your sensations, to your mental and emotional state. And remember, your mind doesn't really know the difference between what is real or imagined. So right now, all of this imagination is very real for your mind. So just notice how that makes you feel. And maybe it's a feeling that's very familiar and you can name it, whether it's excitement, passion, or maybe appreciation or serenity, whatever it is for you. And maybe you don't quite know, you don't have a name for it, but you certainly can feel it in your body. So in any case, it's perfect. There is no right or wrong. And we're going to now work on making these sensations stronger and more powerful. In order to do that, I'm going to invite you now to imagine again as if these sensations, these emotions, feelings are flowing in and out directly through your heart with each breath. So just imagine or feel that every time you breathe in, these sensations are entering your body with more intensity. And every time you breathe out, the same sensations, feelings, emotions are radiating out from your heart, radiating out into the space around you and in front of you. And we're going to play with that for a moment. Every time you breathe in, the sensations enter your body and fill up your tank, replenish your system, replenish your body. And every time you breathe out, these sensations flow out from your heart and they're expanding around you like a bubble. So you're building a bubble, a wave of positive, aligned sensations around you and inside of yourself. With each cycle of breath, the sensations get stronger as you breathe in and expand wider as you breathe out. And with each cycle of breath, you are turning your own body into a tuning fork. A tuning fork that resonates to the tune of the best possible version of the week that's just starting today. And the more you breathe in and out, the stronger the sensations get, and the wider and further they're radiating out from your heart into the space around you and in front of you. And at some stage now, they are becoming so strong that it's as if your heart is fully loaded with them. And now, calling in on your imagination one more time, we're going to imagine and visualize as if these sensations are now so strong, so powerful, that your heart is harnessing them and radiating them in front of you like a laser beam. And that laser beam is carving out a doorway in front of you. It's carving out a portal like in a sci-fi movie, a portal that opens up in time and space. And on the other side of this portal are all of the opportunities that resonate and that are aligned with your vision. And in a moment, we are going to make our way towards this portal, knowing that as we enter on the other side, we will be entering the version of our week that is aligned with our vision. So in your own time, just imagine in your mind's eyes that you're taking a few steps. And now, entering through the portal, and you're now on the other side of the portal, in this new reality, in this new version of the week, knowing that your past timeline is now dissolving behind you. You're leaving the past behind, and you're just entering a new version of your timeline, a new version of your reality. So now let's take a few deep, relaxed breaths, enjoying being on that side of the portal, being connected with new possibilities, being connected with that version of ourselves that creates such a positive flow. And just enjoy taking some breath as if you're breathing in all of these new possibilities. Maybe breathing out some gratitude and appreciation for this new path, this new reality that you're in. And now we're gonna create an anchor to remind ourselves of this state that we're in right now, this state of expansion and connection with this new reality. And this week we're going to do that in a little bit of a different way that we usually do. And so just follow my guidance here. So taking a few deep breaths, and with your right hand just gently touching your thumb and index finger together and rubbing your fingers with such attention that you can feel all of the sensations of touch between your fingers. And now I'm going to invite you to do the same with your other hand, bringing your thumb and index finger together and feeling all of these sensations of touch. Bringing all of your attention onto feeling these sensations. And now I'm going to invite you to do it with both hands at the same time. Just feeling the sensations in your thumb and index finger from both hands at the same time. And now just gently pressing the fingers on each hand, pressing them together to focus on finding the exact same pressure between the fingers of both hands. As you're doing this, you're bringing your mind into absolute presence, into perfect equilibrium. Your mind now can only focus on the sensations in your fingers, finding that pressure. And as your mind is now fully present, it is releasing any grip that it has on the past, allowing you to disconnect from the version of you from last week so that it is not tempted to repeat the past. So your mind is now fully present, disconnecting from yesterday, and is now fully open to welcome the new version of the week that you're in. So with your two sets of fingers pressing together. You are now summoning your mind and your whole being to be present to this new version of reality. And just know that at any moment, any time during the week, that you may find yourself slipping out of your flow, all you need to do is bringing your thumbs and index fingers on both hands and pressing them together to bring your mind back on track, back into connection with this new version of reality that you've set up for yourself. So whenever you are ready, you can now release the pressure between your fingers, releasing your anchor. And we're going to take a few more deep breaths. And slowly, gently bringing ourselves back to the new here and now. To do that, let's just rub our hands together until they're warm. Place them at the top of our heads and gently touch every part of our body from head to toe, as if we want to remind ourselves of the boundaries of our own physical body, making sure that we are fully back into our bodies. So starting with your head and down your shoulders and your arms, also touching the front of your body, your chest and abdomen, touching the sides of your rib cage, touching your back as much as you can, and then touching your legs from the top of your thighs down to your knees, your lower leg, and all the way down to your feet. If you can touch your feet, it's great, but if you can't, just press your feet onto the ground to feel the presence of the floor beneath you, grounding yourself. And then in your own time, when you feel ready, you can open your eyes again. Okay, thank you very much for joining me today. So remember, during the week, at any moment when you want to remind yourself of being on that new version of the week, just bring your thumbs and index fingers together and just know that this is your anchor that brings you back and makes it real into your mind and body again. And so you can do that as many times as you want. And next week we'll do this again to stay on track on with our intentions for our future. So I hope you had a great time, and I'm gonna say see you next week. Bye.